Hey! All right.
The life and legacy of Nelson Stevens was celebrated recently in the Mason Square section of Springfield with a rededication of 2 murals that were originally created almost 5 decades ago. Stevens, who passed away last July, lived in the city from 1972 to 2003 and taught at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst alongside Professor John Bracey.
What Nelson did more than anybody else was she absolutely refused to make distinctions among classes and races of people. Nelson was an artist, and he didn't think you could change the world if only black people changed, because we're not the majority of the world's population. We had to participate in a world where everybody changes.
In the early 1970s, Stevens initiated a groundbreaking public art project that resulted in the creation of over 30 murals throughout the city. The murals promoted black empowerment and brought the pride and activism associated with the black arts movement to Western Massachusetts.
So this is something that didn't happen anywhere else in the world and happened right here in Springfield and got erased over time by development, by politics, by people not appreciating or feeling threatened by the messages of this work. And so we're doing murals again in Springfield, and it just felt like we can't move forward if we're forgetting the past. So we were fortunate to work with Nelson before he passed away to start the process.
The 2 murals rededicated are Wall of Black Music, located at 1 Montrose Street, and Tribute to Black Women at 38 Catherine Street. Both were commemorated in separate ceremonies in late September. Among those in attendance were members of the Afro-Cobras, a Chicago-based artist collective of which Stevens was a member.
Nelson's work, my work, and all of the members of Afro-Cobra, the work was founded on a philosophy, a philosophical premise, as well as an aesthetic set of principles. Nelson's work that you see, which is a work that is speaking to one of the basic tenets of Afro-Cobra, that is works that project a positive image of black people. And so those images of Nelson's works, these 2 murals that were just restored, reflect that very directly.
Stevens was celebrated over the course of his life for his focus on African American culture and jazz. His signature style included bold colors, unexpected lines, and tributes to historical and contemporary iconic figures.
I call him a fractal artist. And you take the theory of fractal math, that things are exploded outward and they have an energy to pull them back into each other. So his works have that kind of exploding power.
Nelson was the reason why I started doing paintings that had content, that had a certain delivery, that moved you, that challenged you, and entertained you. All of that was in Nelson's work. All of that is what he instilled in me.
He was a black man that loved his community, respected women, respected everyone, and he made such an impact on my life.
Also in attendance on that Saturday was Stevens' daughter, Nadia, who shared her thoughts about her dad and the legacy he leaves behind.
What my dad was trying to do was to create art and make it available to folks who didn't have access to museums. He made it free, he made it accessible, he put it right in their neighborhood. He was just so brilliant and just so poetic, and he just expressed himself so beautifully, and he would always call me his brilliant and beautiful daughter. And I can still hear his voice in my head, and I'm just gonna hold on to that.